Aquarius, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Here we go. Aquarius. Wow. There was a situation that had you not all up in your feels, but all up in your head. As Alan Watts would put it, chatter in the skull, thoughts upon thoughts upon thoughts. And you recognized, okay, you recognized, if only for a brief moment, there was a moment of lucidity, like you were creating these fears. Like that maybe you had lost touch with the actual situation. I don't want to say with reality, but kind of. You lost touch with the actual situation. And you recognize that you were building fears upon fears, that you were making the situation worse. You were caught in a prison of your own making, overthinking, overreacting. Okay? So you're hoping to move on from this. However, there are 8 swords in this picture. So maybe 6 of these were actual things, actual thoughts that were necessary. But the other 2 were those additional fears and seeds of doubt that you planted within yourself. So you decided to leave behind the excess and only take with you what is necessary. So what you're hoping to do, Aquarius, is you're hoping to sort out these thoughts, sort out these fears, sort out these anxieties, get to the facts, and move forward with just the facts, not all the additional stuff that you've built up around it. Wow, that's deep, Aquarius. But you fear that you've put a lot of time and energy and effort into something, and now you have to leave that behind. You fear the wasted time and effort, which keeps you stuck and pinned to this ending. It stops you from leaving behind those 2 extra swords. So you're lingering at the end of this overthinking, I guess is the way to put it. You know, it's because we go from the 8 of swords to the 2 of swords. So there's only so much you can bring with you and only so much that you should bring with you. But you spent all this time and energy on something and you feel like it might be a waste to walk away from it. I read a quote one time that said, some people don't want to accept the truth because they worked so hard to build up their illusions, and the truth will shatter the illusions that they worked for. And that's what I get between the balance of your hopes and fears. There is some fact of the matter that you're dealing with, but you built up all this other stuff around it. You had a moment of lucidity where you recognized what was real and what you built up, but now you're trying to let go of that illusion you built up around this situation. The reality is you're left with choices, a lot of choices. You see, the Lover's card is about choice. You know, you can't help feeling drawn to something, but whether or not you take action to it is a choice, right? You can't help wanting to let go of something, but whether or not you do it, it is a choice. The Lover's card can also represent wrestling with your shadow side or balancing out energies within. And I really feel like this reading has everything to do with you and not with another person at all. So let's look at it that way. Let's look at you trying to balance your yin and your yang, your masculine, your feminine, that positive and negative energy within yourself, and trying to make the decision between a rock and a hard place and figuring out how to get through, over, or around these things. So there is an action that needs to be taken, and it's rooted in some major choices. You have to make a lifestyle change in order to find the balance and get back into reality from what it is that you built up. But this thing that you don't want to let go of, this extra whatever it is that you built around, the illusion that you've built around the facts that you know exist, and escaping to focusing on the illusion rather than the fact. See, it's easier to continue to change the illusion in your head than it is to change the facts of real life. And this is a bad habit of yours. This could be compartmentalization. This could be disassociation. You know, realizing that it's easier to overthink a situation, even if it's making you crazy. It's easier to overthink a situation than it is to actually go in there and deal with it. It's like this is your coping mechanism. Your coping mechanism is to overthink. And you do it because you feel like there is a possibility of rejection, or that you can't grab the opportunity in order to steer the ship in the direction that you want it to go. And it's exactly what I said before. It's easier to manipulate the illusion than it is to manipulate the reality. What I see here, honestly, Aquarius, is a lot of avoidance. It's almost like you know all the right things to do and all the right steps to take, but you just don't take them because you're operating out of a fear of failure. You know, it's like that old saying, whether you say you can or you can't, you're right. So the illusion that you're building up is I can't, I can't, I can't. But the things that you can actually work with are here and available to you. Because here I have the Hierophant, and then I have the Four of Wands. See, the problem is you're looking at the entire mountain and you're like, oh my God, how am I going to take over this mountain? And you're fantasizing about what you would do at the top of the mountain. But what you need to do is you need to focus on group, because the Hierophant can represent an institution. It can represent groupthink. It could represent religion or a higher power. You know, maybe you're going through a spiritual journey and you need to trust universe or source or God, or, you know, whatever it is that you're focusing on for your spirituality. But it can also just be an institution. It can also be your tribe. Okay? So it's time for you to look to the people who have been there before. Look at the powers within and build a minor foundation, just the beginning of something, because that's what the Four of Wands is. It's 4 sticks in the ground. The concrete of a foundation has not been laid yet. So instead of looking at this entire mountain going, oh my God, how am I going to overtake this mountain? Just look at 20 feet and recognize that you can take 20 feet of this mountain today. And then tomorrow you can get up and you can take another 20 feet of the mountain, and so forth and so forth. That's how you get over this fear of failure and you start recognizing progression. And if one day you wake up and you just can't do 20 feet, that's fine, because you might already have 100, 120 feet behind you. And you say, you know what, today's a day of rest, today's a day of break. But tomorrow I get up and I do another 20 feet. Aquarius, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. I'll see you guys next time.